Hey everybody, welcome to another battle report on Lightem'up. I got a battle here between my forces of Signar and my buddy Circle Ouroboros. I decided to break out KRAYE. He was one of my favorite casters to play in Mark II, and I think he still has some power in Mark III. And we'll see how it goes. So my buddy here is running a list he's trying out. It's got two of the Wold Wraths, the Gargantuans for Circle, and then the rest of his list is all repair technology. So he's proxying 3 Stone Shapers, which are solos that are coming out very soon, I think. I think they're coming out at the end of the summer. And they are repairers, essentially, for constructs. And then he's also got 2 Gobber Tinkerers who can repair as well. And then he's got a Swamp Gobbers Bellows crew, and then, of course, some Ambushers that he's going to be bringing in from the side. They're not on the table right now. And the idea behind his list is he can heal a ton of damage. Whereas the deal behind my list, I'm not really sure. I'm going for a combined arms melee-centric list here with KRAYE. I don't know how it's going to work out, so this is just my first iteration. You see the Centurion, he got pretty far up there because he got to spend 1 point to trample and then was able to reposition 5, so he was able to essentially move 12 inches. He did not polarity wall or polarity field this turn because his Wold Wraths can't charge me anyway. With how far away they are. Other than that, everything's literally just moving up. KRAYE's walking up. He's camping all of his focus. He's in a little piece of rubble. That thing he's standing on there is a rubble piece. The Storm Blades, I did not pop their mini feet, and I probably should have. I honestly forgot that they even had mini feats. This is one of my first games with them in Mark III. I think this may have been my first game with them in Mark III. And having a mini feed is really cool. I've used it a couple times since, and it really does help. But he's bringing his, my buddy there is bringing the Bogtrog Ambushers on from the side. And you'll see in a minute here, they're going to start charging into my Storm Blades. And thankfully, I didn't have them too close to the side, so not all of them are going to get charges off. But he is going to be able to get a couple charges onto the Standard Bearer, 1 or 2 into the UA, or CA, and 1 into just another random grunt. And then the rest of them are just going to run. And they've got 2 inches of reach, so they're really tying up my heavy hitters. So the idea behind this list, the Storm Blades for me are supposed to be my heavy hitters for a second wave, whereas the Sword Knights, who can run a little faster, they can be heavy hitters if they can get a flank off, which is why there are 2 Reach Jacks in my list, and then a throwaway Sentinel if I need to. Sentinel's also good if I'm facing gunshots. He can take a big hit or take an iris shot or whatever he needs to take to protect one of my big guys from if necessary. Right there, the Wold Wrath shot his electric 5-inch AoE and killed, I believe, 3 Sword Knights. Thankfully, he only did 2 points of damage to Madeline Corbeau. And even though Madeline's not going to do a lot in this list, I think she's probably the best attachment for KRAYE because you can just keep her out there, and then KRAYE is immune to warrior model attacks. And KRAYE usually likes to die to warrior model attacks, so I think I'm going to stick with Madeline for a little bit at least. We'll see how it works out. The second Wold Wrath took a shot at the Sentinel itself. Did a bit of damage to him because a direct hit was pretty hard, but left him standing, left all systems intact. And then BALDUR went up and put Roots of Earth up onto his Wold Wraths, or Guardians, or whatever, the Wold Wraths, yeah. And then that makes them armor 23, which is pretty sick. Right here, we're going on to my second turn here, and my second turn is probably going to be a really long turn. It's probably the longest of my turns. I'm really deciding if I can even put down enough damage to be worth it with all the healers he's got. So we're going to allocate a few point of focus out. I'm going to allocate 1 to my Charger to give him 2. And a second one to my Centurion, so he has 2. Let's see. First off, should be my Charger's going to be walking up there to the top once I figure out. The Lancer there at the bottom. He's going to run into position. The idea was to arc through my Lancer to put Pursuit on a Wold Wrath. Unfortunately, they have Sacred Ward, so when I asked about it, he graciously let me not activate my caster yet because that isn't worth it if I can't cast Pursuit. Instead, the Charger went, and Charger tried to boost to hit the Gobber Tinkerer, and unfortunately the Gobber Tinkerer's defense 18 thanks to having cover all the time, and wasn't able to do squat to him. So there you saw the Centurion was trampled again and then repositioned. And then Sentinel ran in to give flank to some Sword Knights. Sword Knights charged in, did a couple points of damage to the Guardian, the Gargantuan. I actually did, I think, 10 points of damage to him. And then Rupert's going to walk up and give tough to the Sword Knights. I just wanted to, idea here was, since I know I probably can't get enough damage to matter, I want to see if I can jam him out of that top zone, and I'm really going to push hard for scenario. So the Sentinel's over there because he can't trample over my Sentinel. And then the two Sword Knights are over there so that he would have to get rid of them somehow in order to trample that way or to run his Colossal that way. And with only having really 2 models in the army, 3 models in the army on that side of the board that can actually attack, then it kind of hurts his ability to unjam himself. I'm not sure if he might be able to somehow, I'm not sure. Maybe shooting his other Wold Wrath into him, but at the bottom there you'll see, the Storm Blades taking out a couple of the Bogtrogs, and Arlen even got in on it and sprayed down one of the Bogtrogs. KRAYE went ahead and put Bullet Dodger on himself and walked over to the trees. And then back onto my buddy's turn. So I'm going to 1 control point because I'm controlling the top zone. So we're at 1-0 Signar. The first Wold Warden, or Wold Wrath, or all Wolds, the big guy, is going to go up and he's going to punch with his right fist and punch the Sentinel to knock him down. I did not know that their fists have 4-inch AoE knockdowns on them. Auto knockdown, I guess. That's what my buddy said. And he went ahead and he knocked down my Sentinel. He thought he was going to knock down my 2 Sword Knights, but fortunately defensive line on the Sword Knights gives them immunity to knockdown, which is fantastic. And then he's going to swing his left fist onto my Storm Blades there, kill the one and knock down the other one. And then he's just going to buy a couple attacks. He knocked on the Lancer, did a bunch of damage to the Lancer, and then went on with his Stone Shapers and his Tinkerer. Actually healed all 10 points of damage that my 2 Sword Knights had done. So that was good. Thank you. It means they literally did nothing. And then his Gobbers are going to walk up and cloud up. And Baldur's second, the Wold Guardian. I gotta get a name right. Wold Wrath. Jeez. The Wold Wrath is going to go and he's going to kill those 2 Sword Knights there. And kills them pretty trivially. I mean, he's got plenty of attacks and plenty of damage, so all he's got to do is hit him and hope I don't tough. And then, still on that, we're walking around to do the Bogtrogs. Bogtrogs at the bottom are going to get some more damage in, moving in to attack some more of my Stormblades. At this point, those Stormblades down there aren't really worth much. I mean, they're so far out of the fight, they'd have to take 2 rounds to get into combat again. So those ambushers down there did their job. They took out my entire Stormblade unit effectively from the battle. And in that turn there, they took out the UA, or CA. And then Baldur moved up and he's going to go and put up a rock wall in front of one of his Colossals and then pop his feet to give them both give his whole army +3 armor, except for the ambushers. Well, technically gives them roots of the earth, but the only important thing there is the +3 armor. And then we're on to my turn. So, I kind of messed up. I don't know, I probably should have gone for an assassination here, but I'm already at 2 points to nothing because of him not contesting my zone with the Gobbers, which I think he probably should have done. But so I'm 2-0 already. All I gotta do is move KRAYE in there, and I'll be 4-0, and then just hope he can't get anything in next turn, or whatever he does get in, hope I can kill it next turn. So the idea here is I'm going to move my stuff around so that you see KRAYE going into the middle, or going into the zone there to dominate it. And then I'm going to put stuff in the way so that he can't hopefully get his Wold Wraths into the zone and then win on scenario. And if he runs the gobbers around to the zone now, it won't matter because I can just kill them trivially and still win on my turn. But the hope is that I can just win on his turn and making it easy. To put a little Fear of God into him, I move the GMCA up there, and he's going to take a Shadowfire shot to make that Wold Wrath disappear. And then my Charger is going to walk up and pop a couple shots into the Stone Shaper and end up hitting one but only doing 3 points of damage and missing the second shot. Oh, sorry, he didn't miss, but he did no damage thanks to Roots of the Earth. And then my Sword Knights are going to go, and they are charging into that Wold Wrath and trying to do some damage. You see the Centurion already went. He did a whopping 12 points of damage with 3 focus, including a free charge from my feet. KRAYE popped his feet this turn. And then between 6 Sword Knights, I did another 16 points of damage. So total, I did a whopping 28 points of damage to that Wold Wrath. And so that's about half his boxes. Unfortunately, he's got enough healing there that he can probably heal it back to full. But just in case, move my Stormblades in to kill some more of his Shamblers, and then leave him with just 2 Shamblers, and this game is going to continue. So on his turn, he's gone ahead and he can't take too much fury off his beasts, so it doesn't really matter, they can't frenzy. But he does not think that he can win this, and he actually moves the one model that wouldn't be able to trample. And once he moves that model, it's game over. So Signar is going to go ahead and win on scenario. When he ends his turn, I will go to 6 control points because I went to 4 at the end of my turn, and it'll be a Signar victory. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, I'm really enjoying Mark III, I think, or the new edition. I think it's a great change of pace, I guess. I mean, I didn't play an awful lot of Mark II before they did Mark III, but I was only playing for about a year and a half or so. I've still only been playing about a year and 8 months, 7 months. So, I like Mark III though. I think it's got potential. Waiting to see. I've seen a lot of negativity, but I've also seen a lot of positivity about it. I have not given up on Scorn, so anyone who's looking to see Scorn videos, you will see those eventually too, although I am going to be playing Signar for at least a couple weeks because I've gotten to the point where I don't have enough bags to carry all my stuff all the time, so I have to choose between bringing Signar to game night or bringing Scorn. So at the current moment it's just going to be Signar for a little bit, and then in a couple weeks I'll get back to Scorn. But I'm also painting, and you guys, hopefully in a couple weeks I'm going to get a Kane 2 on the list, because let's be honest, I can't not have Kane 2, and he's just too good right now. Grievous Wounds is amazing, especially on a gun that's 12 inches range. So I look forward to your guys' comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.